Hi, Michelle here from Therapeutic Bodywork. Many of you probably know me as a reflexologist at Therapeutic Bodywork, and I want to tell you I am very much missing being able to practice reflexology and to see my clients, but I am very hopeful that it won't be too long before we are back to a new normal and are able to practice again and to be able to see you. But I am very happy to be part of the at-home series until we can do that. And therefore today I'd like to offer a little information about the vagus nerve and vagal tone and how they are an integral part of helping our bodies deal with stress. Then I'd like to offer you 10 things that you can do to help increase your vagal tone so that your body can activate the parasympathetic nervous system and return to a state of rest and digest more readily when stress is dealt with. The vagus nerve is the longest cranial nerve in our bodies. Cranial means it originates in the brain, and due to its long length, it connects our brains to many important parts of our body, including the heart, the lungs, and the gut. Now, the important role of the vagus nerve is to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. That's the nervous system that activates when all is well in the body, when there is no danger to be afraid of, and there is no fear in the body. So the more the vagus nerve activates, the more the body is put into a state of calm. And that is the state where the body is considered in balance. So what is vagal tone? It turns out the most important aspect of our vagus nerve that we should be concerned with is the vagal tone, which indicates its ability to activate itself. It turns out the vagus nerve, similar to a muscle, is strengthened the more it's used. So the more we can trigger relaxation in our body, the stronger the vagal tone gets, the higher the tone is, and the more readily the body can trigger a relaxation response after stress. The first thing that you can do to increase your vagal tone is exposure to cold. Now, granted, we're just leaving the cold weather season now, but you can also end your shower in cold water, and if you're not quite ready to try that, you can also fill a bowl with cold ice water and just stick your face in it. Doing that will activate the vagus nerve and increase the tone. The second thing you can do for increasing your vagal tone is deep diaphragmatic breathing. Now, deep diaphragmatic breathing means that the breath starts in the belly instead of the chest, where most of us breathe when we're under stress. So I'm going to show you how to do some nice diaphragmatic breaths. To do a diaphragmatic breath, it's helpful to take one hand and put it on your belly, and the other hand to put it up on the chest. When you breathe from the diaphragm, the hand on the belly should actually be the one that moves, and the hand on the chest should move very little, if at all. Now, typically when we breathe, we might find the hand on the chest goes out and the belly actually goes in. That is when you're breathing only from the chest area. The diaphragmatic breath will cause the hand on the belly to expand, leaving the hand on the chest relatively still. So it can take a few tries to get it right. But the key is to inhale through your nose, and then we're going to exhale through the mouth with a pursed lips, almost as if you're blowing through a straw. So focus on making the hand on the belly expand. When you exhale, the belly hand will go back in. So it might even feel a little exaggerated at first, but the more you train your body to breathe down to the belly, the more you're getting a diaphragmatic breath. And in that, you're actually activating the parasympathetic nervous system, and then thereby increasing your vagal tone. The third thing you can do to help your vagus nerve, and this is an easy one, is singing, humming, and chanting. Because of the location of the vagus nerve, and it being right next to the voice box, singing, chanting, and humming actually help activate the vagus nerve. The fourth way you can help out your vagus nerve is gargling. Just like humming and singing and chanting, gargling also activates the vagus nerve. So you don't have to stand at your sink necessarily and gargle, but we all sip water throughout the day. So if you do take a sip, just gargle before you swallow. A fifth way that you can help your vagal tone is by doing yoga. Yoga focuses on deep diaphragmatic breathing, and research has shown that it increases vagal tone. If you're not somebody who is comfortable doing yoga at home alone, there are lots of online classes being offered through studios in the area now, and there are loads of videos on YouTube and other internet sites. And what I would recommend is don't set yourself up for failure by thinking you need to do an hour. Even a 10-minute yoga video will be beneficial. The sixth way that you can love your vagus nerve is to take a daily probiotic. Good gut bacteria is beneficial to brain function, but it turns out the vagus nerve is a key player in making that happen. The vagus nerve is what communicates the good gut bacteria to the brain. So, every time you have good gut bacteria in your gut and keep it replenished, the vagus nerve is going to be part of the feedback loop that occurs with the brain, meaning it gets tapped into and used more, and therefore its tone increases. The seventh way that you can help your vagus nerve be ready to help you is meditation. And keep in mind that meditation does not have to be fancy, and it does not have to be a long duration of time. There are many sites online that offer meditations of all different variety, and there are even apps. And Therapeutic Bodywork just uploaded a meditation by Courtney recently on the breath heart chakra meditation, so you can check that out as well. The eighth way to help increase vagal tone is to add omega-3 fatty acids to your diet. Not only do they help brain function, but research shows they increase vagus nerve activity and vagal tone. You can look up on the internet different foods that are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Usually that includes fish and seafood and nuts and seeds, but do some research and see which ones you'd like to add to your diet to give your vagus nerve some love. Number 9, exercise. Exercise was found to be wonderful for your vagal tone and was found to be beneficial when it was at an intensity level that was enjoyable to the participant. But a word of caution, exercise that went beyond the intensity level that was enjoyable to a participant was actually found to be detrimental to the vagal tone. So keep your moderation and keep your balance and do exercise that you're enjoying. And that way your vagus nerve will get the benefit. And the 10th and final way that you can increase your vagal tone and benefit your body is Bodywork. And this is something you may have noticed by coming to Therapeutic Bodywork. With every session, we were actually increasing your vagal tone. And that's why you might have noticed that relaxation lasted well beyond the session. So what do we do now that we're stuck at home and can't leave the house to receive our sessions? Well, until we get back to a new normal, you can always take out some lotion and give yourself a hand massage or a foot massage. Or if you're fortunate enough to be sheltered with someone else, you can trade sessions. You'll find that doing that will help keep that vagal tone high, keeping you ready to deal with stress as needed. Thank you so much for letting me share these tips. I hope it was helpful, and I hope that you can add Bodywork from us back into your vagal tone support system real soon. Until then, please stay safe and stay healthy.